Hi everybody and welcome to this little time lapse. Got these lovely cherries in a white bowl. The whole inspiration for this is I wanted to do some white and gold porcelain in strong light and I wanted red. So of course I thought, oh, what about a bowl of cherries? Because you've got the beautiful reds and the dark reds of the cherries, and then we can have some beautiful light coming in. It's always for me about the dramatic light. I love that in art. So I made this image using Midjourney, an AI program. And I've made a few changes. You can see in the reference photograph, there's a few things wrong, mainly being the stalks of the cherries are all facing upward. That's really unnatural and looks really odd. So I changed that in the painting, as well as there's not quite enough cherries in the bowl. It's looking a little bit sparse. I changed that, and I also changed the cherries on the table. There's two of them and they're almost sitting on the same plane. They're almost creating a line. It's too symmetrical and looks weird. So I leave out the black cherry, and I also slightly changed the position of the cherry on the table because again, it's sitting so straight up. It doesn't look organic. It looks odd. So with AI, there's always going to be a few things that will need tweaking. So I'm using pastel matte paper here. I'm working in the light gray color. This piece is quite small. It's about 20 centimeters by 23 centimeters. And so I started with the background, which is what I usually do, and I kept it very minimal. You can see in the reference photo, we've got some flowers there. We've got what looks like a bit of a just some details in the background, and I took all of that out, but I kept the color, the browniness, because I thought that worked quite nicely with the cherries. And then also putting in the green stalks over the brown, it's really going to make the green pop. So I kept it as a very basic background. My masking tape kept coming off. It wasn't very good masking tape. Anyway, I've been battling with the masking tape. I've now got framers tape on my board. Anyway, I also made a few different changes. I know I wanted to keep that strong light, as I said, but I took out some of the details you could see in the table. I just kept it a little bit more simple. So starting off with the background, then working my way forward, so going on to the cherries, using a lot of Terry Ludwig from the Dark Intense 1 and 2 sets. He does absolutely beautiful, rich, saturated reds. But finishing this off, lots of little tweaking. Once I've finished putting pastel everywhere on the paper, I'll go back to the painting and just make any little changes, like with my edges, for example. Watch which edges need to be softer, which edges need to be harder, making sure I've got enough highlight in there, and lots of little tweaking. But if you've enjoyed this, please do subscribe to the channel. I've got quite a few demos on here, as well as some real-time demos. Otherwise, you can check me out on Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description below. I've got quite a lot of demos on there. I think over 200, all genres. Anyway, as I said, thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.